Hi, my name is Emily Brady, and this year I am going to be teaching both biology and freshman physics. One of my biology classes will also be taught with another teacher here at Rangeview, Miss Kaylee Warner. I'm so excited to be working with you all this year, hopefully all year here in person. A little bit about myself. This is my 6th year teaching here at Rangeview, my 2nd year teaching biology, and my 6th year teaching physics. Here are some pictures of my life outside of Rangeview. This is my daughter Maeve. She'll be 2 in November. My husband Alex, and some photos of us outside. We tend to be found in the mountains, skiing, hiking, playing in the rivers, going to visit farms, and just enjoying the wonderful world that Colorado has to offer. I am from Maine. I spent college and some time after college in Vermont, and then moved out to Colorado in 2015, where I went to graduate school and then started teaching here at Rangeview. Google Classroom is going to be a huge part of our year, and so it is imperative that students are logged into Google Classroom from the very beginning. I will be providing students with these codes in class and time to get logged in, but here are the Google Classroom codes as well for all 5 periods, both biology and physics, that I will be teaching this year. In biology, we use a curriculum called iHub. We will be covering evolution, how do populations change over time, genetics and heredity, how can science help make our lives better, and we will be studying ecosystems, specifically looking at the Serengeti ecosystem to look at how do small changes make big impacts on ecosystems. We have some really interesting stories and really relevant topics to dive into this curriculum with that should hopefully make this year really exciting for students. In physics, we use the active physics curriculum, which is really hands-on and experience-based and tries to, again, make learning relevant by dealing with real-life physics situations, including how do seatbelts save us in car crashes, how do headrests work. We'll be looking at lights and how do lights work in the world around us, how does electricity light a tiny home, and the goal is that students can really see themselves in the learning. We will be using an online textbook for that course, and I will be providing that information to students whenever they need it. Whenever you need to communicate with me, email is the best way. I can check email during class and when I am busy. It is a little bit harder for me to check voicemail, so email is definitely the fastest way to contact me. There will be a handout at back to school night that students will also be receiving in class if they don't come to back to school night that has my contact information on it. You can also find my email on the website. Again, email is by far the best way to communicate with me, both for students and parents. We really work here in biology and in physics on preparing students for post-high school. So with that being said, I do not accept late work unless a student has a 504 or an IEP that necessitates this, or unless a student speaks with me before the due date. I understand that there are sports, there is life outside the classroom, there are students taking care of family members, there are students working, so I do recognize that there are circumstances where work cannot be done on time. As long as students talk with me before class and before the due date, I'm happy to make alternative arrangements, but once class has started for that due date, I will no longer discuss late work. Unexcused absences will not receive credit for missed work. It is essential to excuse your child's absences, especially on quiz days, so that students can make up that missed work and earn credit. Any work from unexcused absences, I still encourage students to complete, and I will provide feedback on, but it will not earn a grade. All work is posted in Google Classroom. It is essential that students check Google Classroom every single day, regardless of if they are absent or not. Everything students need to know, down to links and handouts and videos that they need to watch, is in Google Classroom so that they can keep up with class regardless of where they are physically. Absent work must be picked up on the day of a returning from absences. We use a 100-point grading scale at Rangeview. So here is our grades from A through F. In biology and in physics, I will be using these grade percentages. 50% of student work is summative, that is quizzes and tests in large projects. 40% is formative, so that's practice work and smaller assignments where I can check how students are doing in terms of meeting standards proficiency. And then 10% of their grade is work habits, which means is a student participating, is a student turning their work in on time. That doesn't necessarily count for is an answer right or wrong. In order to be successful in both biology and physics, students must be in our Google Classroom. Please bring your Chromebook that Rangeview has provided every day. An Infinite Campus account, parents and students should be checking grades every day. I try to update grades at least once or twice a week. So the gradebook is the very best place to check to see how your student is doing in class. There will be many, many grades added to the gradebook throughout each quarter. It's also great if a student can bring a 3-ring binder, paper for that 3-ring binder, a writing utensil every single day, and then we really love Clorox wipes or a box of tissues to add to the class supplies. Please and thank you. Tutoring opportunities are by appointment. Don't ever hesitate to ask me. Mornings are best for me, but I do ask that students just communicate their needs and we will always come up with a plan. I'm here for you, so please don't ever hesitate to ask for extra support. The syllabus for both courses is posted on Google Classroom. We will discuss this in class, as well as a shorter sheet with just the most essential information. And then if there are any questions, don't hesitate to email me. My email is embrady@aurorak12.org. That information is on the essential procedure sheet and the syllabus on Google Classroom. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. It's going to be a wonderful year.